Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be my pregnancy update for weeks 28 and 29. I'm finally getting so close to caught up. I'm 31 weeks now, so we're just a couple weeks off. But I am just going to do a quick little update for you guys. Again, it was a pretty uneventful couple of weeks in a good way. I mean, there were things that happened, but it was nothing major, nothing bad. So everything is continuing on to go pretty smooth. So I'm very happy to report that. As far as my symptoms go and everything, it's basically just kind of the same as it has been in my previous vlogs. So if you're not watching me, each time I put up a pregnancy vlog, I'll put all the links down below so you guys can check that out and kind of either catch up or just kind of see what's been going on. So the symptoms are pretty much the same. I'm not going to go too much into that because I don't want to start boring you guys and make these too repetitive. So I'm going to talk about some new symptoms. This has been progressively happening, but it is becoming very hard to breathe. She is still breech, which means her head is still up and pretty much in my rib cage. So she has her feet like all the way down and then her head is up, so she's like this in my stomach. And because of that, I am not able to breathe very well. I'm pretty constipated, and I get just like stomach aches a lot too. If I eat too much, I can't breathe, just a whole bunch of little things like that. For some reason, and I didn't really expect this to be the case, but my sciatica, or the pressure on my sciatic nerve, whatever, basically just lower back pain. I expected that to be worse if her head was down, so I'm not really sure why that kind of had gotten a lot worse. It was to the point again where I couldn't walk. I got a little bit of relief there for a while. It was only like right at nighttime when it started bothering me, and then it started kind of like kicking in again throughout the day. So I don't know, it's pretty hit or miss. It's just kind of hard to walk sometimes because there's so much pressure on that nerve. It basically feels like someone's giving you a dead leg and you're just getting like this jolt of electricity down your leg. It almost feels like it's about to give out. So that is something else that's been going on. At this point, I feel like I've had so many little aches and pains, like where in the beginning that was bothering me so bad. I'm starting to unfortunately get a little bit used to it. Sciatica is really painful, but I feel like I'm starting to learn how to deal with it a little bit better, I guess is probably more what I'm trying to say. The other thing is I can't stand for too long at one period of time. Otherwise, I get so much pressure in between my legs. I don't even know. It just starts, I don't really know even how to explain the feeling, but it just starts to become very uncomfortable, and I'm not sure exactly why because I feel her flipping around in there, so it's hard for me to tell exactly where she is all the time. To my understanding, she's been breached. She hasn't like flipped around or anything, so I don't know, maybe it's just her little feet like kind of pressing down. I don't know, but it's very hard to stand for a long period of time. My legs start to get really sore, my feet get very swollen, and you know, just some other stuff. At this point, I have gained 14 pounds, which I'm very happy with. The doctor is happy with. It's not too little, it's not too much, according to what she has to say based on my starting weight. So that's all good. I did have my glucose test this week, you guys, and I was really dreading that because I was really, I don't know, everybody was just saying how disgusting the drink was, and I was kind of nervous about it because I'm not really like a huge fan of like those sicky, sweet, sugary drinks anyway. I don't drink soda. I basically just drink tea and water. I was really not looking forward to the glucose test at all, but then I got to the doctor's office and it really wasn't that bad at all. It tasted kind of like a Gatorade, maybe just like a little bit sweeter than a Gatorade, but that went well. I don't have gestational diabetes. That's what they check for during the glucose test, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. Basically, you just have to drink, mine was 50 milliliters. Maybe? I don't know. It was basically just a little, like a tiny baby water bottle. That was the size of it, but it was full of that sugary drink. And basically you just drink that and then wait for an hour, and they draw your blood, and then they kind of test your blood levels and stuff like that. So my results came back good, and I do not have gestational diabetes, which is really good because I don't know, I don't need another thing to add on to everything else that's been going on with my pregnancy. So that was good. I get to rule that out. One less thing I have to worry about, so that's good. I did see the perinatologist again this week, and she is on a constant growth curve, which is good. She is still measuring 2 weeks behind, so she's a little bit small, but she is still on the growth curve going up, is the way that they've explained it to me. And as long as she doesn't start to trail off, they're going to let me continue the pregnancy. They're not going to induce me early. So that was good. We get another week. I'm going to the perinatologist every week, and every week they kind of just give me a little update update and basically let me know if they're going to let me continue my pregnancy or induce me early. So every week that we get from here on out is a thumbs up where she gets to continue growing. So far so good. I'm seeing them every week and she is still on the upward growth curve, which is good. I mean, she's still small, but she is growing and that's just what they're looking for. I also am doing biophysical exams and non-stress tests every week when I see the perinatologist, and basically that just checks her breathing, her, you know, movement and function and everything in there, make sure she's okay, just to keep an eye on everything. With the craziness that has gone on, they just want to make sure that everything is good to go and not too much time goes by where I'm not seeing a doctor and then something happens. Every time I go, I see a different perinatologist. There's 4 of them at the place that I go to, and the guy was so funny. Last time I went, he was like, we're probably just gonna like poke and prod at you until this baby comes and everything is gonna be completely fine and you'll wonder what all the fuss was about. So that was good to hear. I would so much rather be going to the doctor every week or even twice a week and having them check on her and make sure she's okay versus something happening and then wish that I was in the doctor's office more. So whatever we have to do to make sure she's okay, I am totally fine with. So that was my visit at the perinatologist. Again, pretty uneventful. They're going to let me continue the pregnancy and hopefully I'll at least make it to full term before they decide to induce me. I don't want to get my hopes up because that is not really what they have told me is going to happen or they foresee happening, but I'm just kind of keeping my fingers crossed. So, okay, so another couple of random pregnancy symptoms that have kind of like hit me. I've been so forgetful. I'll be like right in the middle of saying something or talking about something and my thought will completely escape me. Like I'll be sitting here like filming a video, for example, and I'll be like talking about a product and I'll be like, oh my gosh, what in the world was I just about to say? I can't remember. I was at the mall with one of my girlfriends and I was checking out and the lady at the cash register had asked me something and I was starting to talk about whatever it was and then just like mid-sentence I forgot, and then my friend was like, don't worry about her, she's got pregnancy brain. That is legit. At first I was like, okay, everybody's making this huge fuss about, you know, forgetting stuff and, you know, it's just an excuse, but it's real and I feel like it just has to do with so much going on, your hormones and everything like that, but it is the real deal, y'all. You will start forgetting things and it will drive you crazy. Another thing that was like not so pleasant, I have been very like gassy, for lack of a better word. I've been burping like crazy, like a trucker. I don't even know, it's just not fun. So I have been like burping a lot and it's like really uncomfortable because there will be times that I'm like in public or, you know, just not in an appropriate place to just let one out and I'm just like, excuse me. Okay, so probably the last thing, a lot of you guys know if you've been following me for a while, I haven't had too many cravings, but I actually was having a pretty banging craving these couple of weeks. I was craving chicken fried rice so bad, and I know that there are so many better things that you could crave. Of course, I had a greasy, horrible craving. So I was craving chicken fried rice like none other. So that was a craving I had to cave into. It just happened, but it was some pretty darn good chicken fried rice. So yeah, there weren't like a ton of things to update on, which is, you know, whatever, it's fine. It's good with me as long as it's not like anything like super dramatic. So yeah, that was my update for weeks 28 and 29. Just uploaded a baby haul and I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, I'm gonna link that down below because it was my first baby haul and I was really excited to share with you guys. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. I will also have links to my other pregnancy vlogs down below so you can see the different vlogs that I've done and my weekly updates and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next pregnancy update. Love y'all. Bye.